This Week Tonight with Jack. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's episode of This Week Tonight with your host, Jack Carmody. This week we'll be discussing Curt Schilling. Should he be fired for his freedom of speech over transgender bathrooms? Now, this is a very controversial topic in today's day and age, and I just want to start out by saying I'm not here to offend anybody. I just want to get my point across and see what you have to think. With that being said, let's get it started. Pictured here is the Facebook post that Curt Schilling posted on his own wall that ultimately got him fired from being an analyst with ESPN. Now yes, I understand. Did Curt Schilling need to post this picture to Facebook? No, probably not. But does ESPN have the right to fire him over exercising his right to free speech? I don't know about that. Now, how is Curt exercising his freedom of speech? Every citizen in America is given the Constitution, and in the First Amendment, you have the freedom of speech. Now, this doesn't mean you can just go about and say whatever you want, but it does mean you can say a lot of things, and you can say your opinion on controversial topics like transgender bathrooms without being penalized. What I think is happening here is ESPN is penalizing him for using his freedom of speech. Now, yes, to answer that question, ESPN does have the right to fire him. He signed the contract, it's a privately owned company, and there's nothing you can do about it. But should ESPN fire him is the real question. And I'm going to go ahead and say no, ESPN should not have fired him. The man has his opinion, and he stated it clearly. And that's okay, because we live in America, and we have freedom of speech. Now, before you start saying, oh Jack, why do you hate transgenders? I don't. I think it's okay. I think, like I said, we live in America, and there's a lot of things you can do here that you can't do in other countries, and that's what I like about it here. Social media can be a very dangerous tool when it comes to jobs. As you can see here, 45% of job hirings nowadays come after a social media screening, and that's not even when you're on the job. Many people are going to go ahead and say ESPN fired Curt Schilling because he was going to lose them viewers. No, that's false. I think they fired Curt Schilling because they wanted to make a statement out of Curt Schilling. They wanted to show where they stood. And that's just not fair because Curt Schilling was, like I said, actively practicing his amendments. I think what Curt Schilling posted was brave. This man posted something that he knew he would probably get a lot of hate for and many people wouldn't agree with. You know what really makes me mad nowadays? Is that people can't say things like they used to be able to. Every single thing you say, you get judged on. Just let him post whatever he wants. If you don't like it, unfollow him, unlike him. You don't have to see it. But you can't go ahead and fire this man over something that he thought was right. To close this segment, here's Curt Schilling's apology to the American public. It clearly states all he had was an opinion, and that's what he got fired for. That is absolutely ridiculous, and I cannot believe it. Shame on you, ESPN.